Yes, Sensei. I'm almost ready, Sensei. Just give me a second. Okay. All right. I'm ready, sir. I'm ready, sir. Okay, okay. Okay. Okay, here we go. Did I do it right, sir? Did I do it right? All right, let's just relax and breathe. Mickey with CarryTrainer.com. We're going to make this one of the instructor development setups as well as general CarryTrainer video. Oh, I got to catch my breath. No, let's talk about pressure testing students, pressure testing ourselves. When should we do it? When shouldn't we do it? When's too soon, etc. Let me tell you a story. Over 20 years ago, I walk into a jiu-jitsu studio. I start doing some training. A couple months in, I'm really injured, like surgery injured. And it was bad news. Whose fault is that? It's mine. I'm young, I'm stupid, I don't understand things like self-control, ego suppression, etc. Who else's fault is that? Training partner, coach, mentors in that space. As a young kid, that's why you have mentors and coaches, right? These types of scenarios, the type of scenario I just talked about, you can get hurt, you can kill people, you can hurt people, and it happens all the time. Pressure testing versus skill development. So learning how to do a jumping jack, learning how to do some stupid stuff with sandbags and weights, I shouldn't call it stupid, but to do those movements is a singular endeavor. Learning how to draw my pistol and load it properly, as you saw, the gun wasn't working. So now I'm creating a situation for a student when we pressure test where we see how that baseline level of skill development has gone. Do they have it or do they not? And does having some pressure make things fall apart? So that's a really good way of seeing where the wheels fall off. Cool. You can do that with shot timers. You can do that with a little bit of heart rate acceleration, doing some wind sprints or some jumping jacks or some push-ups, things like that. You can just put pressure on them, say everybody's watching, right? A little different than a combative scenario where somebody's literally trying to put hands on you, hit you, whatever it might be, and stop you from imposing your will on them. Here's the thought. Make sure that you have clearly defined and delineated lines of demarcation between skill development and the pressure testing stuff. You can't just dump both on people. You can, and that would make you a poor instructor. Oftentimes in martial arts scenarios, there's guys that are like, okay, I've drilled the thing for 3 seconds. I've learned the new thing, the arm bar, the strike, right? The kick, the choke. Now I'm going to go try it on somebody that doesn't want me to do it. It doesn't work. Of course it doesn't work because you don't know how to do it, right? Your magazine fell out of your gun. That's a clue that the system or your lack thereof is not supportive of you being in a heightened state of excitement, maybe being a little bit off kilter because, as the saying goes, fatigue makes cowards of all men. But fatigue does not help us rise, right? Fatigue breaks us down. We want to quit when we are fatigued. We make poorer choices. That's why semi-truck drivers are forced to take naps. Pilots are forced to get out of the air, right? And take breaks, because as we get tired, we make mistakes. Anybody that's driven a long time knows this. Do not push students into a point where you don't fully appreciate and understand what can happen. And therein lies the challenge. The same as me being a young guy that hurt myself. If you are teaching and you don't fully understand the ramifications for pressure testing and what can happen, or if your student's ready for it, newsflash, don't do it. Don't create that pressure-filled environment unless you are certain that the student can handle it. And whether or not them making good choices is highly probable. Now, this can look like various things. I've had people point muzzles where they shouldn't when they get a little bit gassed up or maybe fatigued and out of sorts mentally. I've had people do things like continue to shoot when a target is no longer supposed to be shot, or shoot the wrong targets. I've had people show up in areas that they're not supposed to be in on a training range because they just lose focus of the real principle. Can I execute the task? And when we start to pile on those physical and mental and emotional stressors, we see where things fall apart, which is why teachers, instructors, students, it is paramount for us to have systems incorporated into our training so that when life dishes us that adrenaline dump, when life gives us that horrific moment where we see a loved one injured, where life dishes us that moment where we know if I screw up, it might be the last time, as my friend Joel liked to say, that I get to do this thing. Meaning, as you practice, practice with intention and purpose. It doesn't mean every time you got to be like, this is for real. No, it can look like my mag fell out, lock the slide to the rear, seat lock, tug, cycle, press check, tap, tap that, slide into battery, trigger guards clear, holsters clear. I know some of you guys have a problem with things like press checks. I'm going to sing you a song. It's titled, I Don't Care. That's all I'm going to sing. Do what you want to do, but do understand that there are ramifications later on for anything that you input. I want a system so that if I drive this magazine home, seat lock, I know I am seating it so that stuff like this doesn't happen. So that me being a little bit out of sorts doesn't push me off kilter. I hope that this stuff makes sense. Be leery of those that will push you when you know you're not ready. Understand yourself, know thyself, as the ancient said, so that you can step back if you need to. Caveat to that, it's very easy just to make the excuse, I'm not ready. You still need to push yourself sometimes, which means that you need to take a good look and be realistic. Yes, I can push some more. I can push some more. I can push some more. That's on you. Be well. Don't be dickheads. I hope that these little videos are helping, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the range. If you haven't yet checked out Ignis Lux Coffee, please do so. Bye now. How do I screw this red dot on here? Red dot's on the, let me see. I think, you know what, Drew, do you think that we can JB weld that on there and it'll work? Yeah. Or maybe like a